Hi, I'm JC Kroupa, and today I want to talk to you about confidence. In the book of 1 Samuel, we find a story about David. And David's father has just sent him to go and send food to his brothers who are fighting in the Israelite army. Now, when David comes to the place where they're fighting, he sees this huge man, a giant to be exact. This giant's name is Goliath, and he's shouting all these profanities at the children of Israel and at God. And David goes, "What's going on? Who is this guy?" And they're like, "That's Goliath." And nobody wants to fight him. And so basically what ends up happening is David keeps asking around, and he actually says, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine who would dare defy the armies of the living God?" And David goes on to actually slay Goliath, and you know how the story goes. He gets the sling, and he's welcomed into the palace of Saul, and the story goes on and on throughout the Old Testament. But the confidence of David was key. I remember in middle school when I came to Christ, I remember I wasn't living a godly life before, and when I found Jesus, I realized, man, I really got to start living this thing, this Bible. And so I changed my life and turned it around 180 degrees. But my peers didn't like that. They looked at this kid and they said, "Hey, this kid that was doing the same stuff we were doing before, all of a sudden wants to be this Jesus guy." So they started teasing me and torturing me and calling me all these names. And actually one of the names that they called me was JC, for Jesus Christ. And I remember going back home and then waking up one morning and just a spirit of grief and dread just coming over me. And I was like, "God, why do I have to go to school? Why do I have to face that persecution? I feel so lonely and cold and desolate and broken. God, where are you?" And I remember I grabbed my Bible and I flung it open. And the first thing I saw was a scripture in the Old Testament, and it talked about how God draws us with an everlasting kindness. And so then it clicked for me. My confidence should not be in man, should not be in myself as a human being or anything else. My confidence should be in God. And once I realized that I should fear God above anyone else, I took that name JC, Jesus Christ, and I wore it as a badge of honor. The thing that they used to try and destroy me, to set before me as a stumbling block, I used as a pedestal to the things of God. And I've been JC Kroupa ever since. Guys, what I want you to realize today, this week, and really the rest of your lives is that we should place all of our confidence in who God is and who He has called us to be. Because God is the Lion of Judah. He is the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. He controls time and sits on a throne of righteousness and power. And He calls us sons and daughters. He has created us to be giant slayers, to be kings and queens. We are more than conquerors in Jesus Christ. So what I want you to realize is that as long as your confidence is placed in Jesus Christ, what is there to fear? I'm JC Kroupa, the president of Gospel of Christ Ministries, and I thank you for watching.